Welcome back to 90.1 WECS, something different. And today in the studio we have the Carleans. And let me just give you a quick rundown. The Carleans are a musical collaboration between singer-songwriters Jim Carpenter, Sarah MacLean, and Rachel MacLean-Sargent, along with bassist Corina Malbaurn. The Connecticut-based quartet blend their diverse musical backgrounds to create a captivating sound that has been garnering much attention from New England to Florida to Texas. Their vast repertoire adapts well to the various regions they tour through, whether it's folk, Cajun, Latin, or Americana. At once narrative, humorous, raw, and powerful, Jim's percussive, driving guitar joins with Malbaurn's equally solid, upright bass till they groove for the MacLean twins' soulful, commanding voices. The performance is at once a gritty, emotional whisper, dynamic, sibling harmony, and a stunning R&B confession, offset by a sudden comical exchange and inevitability, inciting the audience to its feet to dance. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Carleans. Well, part of the Carleans, half of the Carleans, right? Yeah. We've got Jim Carpenter and Sarah MacLean. Is that how you pronounce your last name?
MacLean.
MacLean.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Welcome.
Thanks
to the studio.
Thanks for having us.
Big fan for many years. Well, I mean, pretty much started, what, 2019, 18, 17? No, before that, yeah. 17?
That's when you heard us, or when we?
No,
started?
I'm thinking that's, how long have you been playing together, I guess?
Almost 10 years.
10 years was it? Yeah.
Wow.
At least 10 years.
Yeah.
Great.
2014. I think.
Yeah. The girls were the MacLean sisters, and they came to me to produce a record, and started playing with them, and then we formed the quartet, which is now still a quartet on occasion. Her twin sisters moved to South Carolina, so she flies up and does it. She's going to do a show with us this week, actually.
Oh, good.
And it's generally a trio these days. So.
The harmonies are just magical.
Yes.
Between you and your sister.
Yeah, it's a genetic thing, I think.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they say. And then I think it just pair perfectly with Jim and his lyrics that he writes. You write most of the lyrics, right?
Yes, but both Sarah and Rachel contribute as well.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
You know, I still want to do a couple things to get comfortable. Would you like to start with a song?
Sure, we'll give it a shot. A little early, but we'll try.
What are you going to start? Yeah, it's still daylight out, right?
Yeah.
What do you want to start off with?
We're going to do this because we both sing on it. It's called I Can't Drink Enough.
Love this one.
I can't drink enough to make myself feel like there's something more than real. A little magic to fill my cup. I can't drink enough. I never felt so lonesome, so stone cold, sober blue. I crave that Sweet, sweet poison lie, like a preacher prays for his truth. And I've seen the future, and I've seen the past, and the sorrow of a woman in the bottom of a glass. I've seen smoke and mirrors give the illusion of love. I've seen it all. I remember the hurt in your eyes, that cold November we said goodbye. Dark, distant blue, you said if my heart were true, I could never stand the pain, watching love walk away. Drink enough to make myself feel like there's something more than real. A little magic, call it love, is righteous as an angel sent from above. Well, give me something to fill up my cup. I can't drink enough. I can't drink enough.
Beautiful. Can't drink enough. By the Carleans right here at 90.1 WECS. Something different. We'll be right back after this message.
Hi, this is Paul and Diane with Acousticool, one-of-a-kind live music in Bristol, Connecticut.
And you're listening to Something Different with Mark E. Ramone.
But it's cool, and we're cool, and everything's cool.
Welcome back to 90.1 WECS, Something Different. And this is so cool. I finally get to see the Carleans right here in the studio. And so you said you're going to be playing this week. Where are you going to be?
We're doing a show at the Granite Theater in two shows, but one is in the Granite Theater in Westerly. They're putting on is a new company called Hydropalooza, which is putting on. It's an event that's this particular event. I'm the featured writer, so it's based on a future book of mine, and there will be art contributed in the gallery. There'll be stories read that were submitted. One of my stories will be read by a friend of mine. There will be a comedian. There will be a pole dancer. And then the Carleans are going to play for, all four of us are going to play for about an hour.
Awesome.
But unfortunately, it's sold out, so we hate to pitch it.
Oh, man. I'm not surprised that it's sold out, though.
But Sarah and I will be at the tap room at the Knickerbocker Cafe on Sunday.
Yeah, the 18th.
The 18th, yeah.
Yep, that's in Westerly, too. We're
Yeah.
doing a Westerly weekend.
Westerly is a great place. I'm going to be there Friday night for a show, actually, at the Knickerbocker.
Oh, great.
It's a very nice town to just have some fun.
Yeah,
We
it's a
love
great
it,
venue,
yeah.
too.
Yeah. So I've heard that you also played recently at Daryl's house in, I think, Pawling, New York?
Yes, probably 5 or 6 times now.
Yeah.
Over
Oh,
the
wow.
years that we have us back, and it's such a pro place, and they treat you very well.
I'm not
it's
surprised.
a pleasure to drive out there. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised that they treat you well. Daryl is really musician-based or artist-based, and I can imagine him really going out. Have you ever seen the show that he did
Yes,
at his actual house?
Yeah.
loved
That's
it,
great.
and I hear he's to do some more.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
That's what I read. Yeah.
Hopefully, I mean, I thought he might have sold that house. Maybe he didn't, but that was such a perfect.
I know he's doing
Space.
those shows. The last of the shows were at the actual club.
Mhm.
So maybe he did. I don't know.
Yeah. If anybody's interested, just look up live from Daryl's house, and he would invite musicians in, some that you know, some you don't know. One of the bands that I used to play all the time, Company of Thieves, he had down there.
It's a great one with Grace Potter, too.
Yes, yep. And
Such amazing musicians. The band, they just
his backup, yeah,
they do everybody
Yeah.
justice. They're amazing.
yeah. And they do a cover, and they do some of the music from their guest, and beautiful experience. So you didn't get a chance to? Did you meet him though, or?
We haven't met him.
Yeah, he probably
no.
hasn't been there.
He hasn't stopped in.
Can't imagine he's there every night.
I think he's been touring a lot. So
One reviewer likened you to John Prine, and I can see it in your lyrics, especially in the opening line of Irene. She was late in the early spring. I love that clever lyric.
he was an obvious influence. I think I actually first saw him on a PBS show, and I want to say it was his 70 or 71, that far back. He was just playing on a little plywood stage, a nobody,
Yep.
in some festival in New England, and I just went, oh, so you're allowed to do that. You're allowed to talk like that and write those lyrics. So it freed me up. He was epiphany for me. Yeah.
He definitely was amazing. And Lyle Lovett too is kind of in that vein.
Well, those make me happy to be anywhere near, likened to them.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Obviously.
you have some great influences. You seem to be romantic at times in some of your songs, or I couldn't tell like who wrote which song, but who wrote "Lovers Only Waltz"?
I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Wow. I almost forgot about that one. Yeah, Lovers Only Waltz. What album was that on?
I think it's on Maggie's on Forgotten Pages, I believe.
Okay.
Don't hold me to it.
It's generally not in our repertoire. Maybe we should bring it
It's a
back.
deep cut.
my favorite song by you. I don't think you wrote it yourself. Jesus of New Orleans.
Yes.
That was the first song I heard. I think that really caught me to the
Oh,
Carleans.
yeah, that's a cover of a Over the Rhine song. They're based out of Ohio.
And that's the first song I heard her perform.
Ah,
And then I approached her, and we began to make her record. So it was just magical. Yeah.
I definitely believe that. Well, you want to do another one?
Sure.
Sure.
Sarah's going to sing one.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's called Drowning Moon. It's the title track off the first Carleans record that we made. It's a dance in the light of a drowning moon. One last spin around the room and it's goodbye. He walks out. No more tears, no more doubt in the night. Never felt so hard Mercy on these fragile hearts, off to face the world alone. The bitter tears and whiskey flow tonight. She's on her own with time to kill. One place to set, one glass to fill. She pours a toast and makes a scene in the blue light of the TV screen. From the barroom he can see the moon shine faintly on the street. Last call, another round for the loneliest man in town tonight. The whiskey will be pouring, but that remedy won't cure these broken hearts and dreams tonight. The moon is holding water. Tears must fall in a new day dawn before they believe. Love grows restless, nights grow dark. Words like arrows pierce the hearts of the ones we held so true. We need what we can't bear to lose. There's a lonely man driving down these very streets he fought so hard to leave, and a woman in that house whose window lights have burned all through the night tonight. Whiskey will be pouring, but that remedy won't cure these broken hearts and dreams tonight. The moon is holding water. Tears must fall in a new day dawn before they believe.
Drowning Moon by the Carleans right here at 90.1 WECS. Something different. We'll be right back after this message. Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Paul and Diane with Acousticool, one-of-a-kind live music in Bristol, Connecticut.
And you're listening to Something Different with Mark E. Ramone.
But it's cool, and we're cool, everything's cool.
90.1 WECS, something different, and we have the Carleans here in the studio today. Coming up at the top of the hour, don't forget or you'll miss the New Music Alliance Radio Hour coming up at 4 o'clock today, and a special guest host this week, Scott Helland, joined me for a trip down memory lane of all the bands that he's played with over the years. Started off with a band called Deep Wound with some guy named Lou Barlow he went to high school with, and then they talk about how they advertised for a drummer, and some guy named Jay came by, Jay Maskus, and the rest is history. So stay tuned, 4 o'clock. Scott Helland right here at 90.1 WECS, the New Music Alliance Radio Hour. And I've played the New Music. I've played the Carleans on the New Music Alliance Radio Hour before as well.
Thank you.
Do you have anything new coming up?
We just released the melodrama CD, which was, I guess it was last year.
Last year, yeah. October, I think.
Yeah. I'm currently working on a kind of a horn project. We have the Julios as well, that me and Sarah and Corina, and it's a 6-piece, sometimes 7-piece band. Zydeco-ish rock.
Oh,
and,
wow.
We have about 5 albums out, I guess. But I'm currently working on putting together a new Julio project, which would be a horn record for the first time for me. So we'll have fun doing that, but we're kind of compiling songs and deciding when to go again with Carleans. So the last one was an EP. Thought we put out 2 EPs instead of one full length, but I don't even think either are that popular these days.
Are you leaning towards like the Zydeco sound with the horns?
It's
All
hard.
kinds of stuff. There's some like Latin flared things.
Latin and mixed
some
in.
fancier Zydeco stuff.
Yeah, even reggae, a little reggae flavored things, and even I think there's a couple New Orleans feel things. So it's just fun project. I've had these songs kicking around. So
Are you originally from Florida or?
originally from a little island in Virginia on the coast, and my dad was in the military, so I moved to like 17 times through school, and grew up in Key West and Miami, and so but I ended up here to. My dad retired here, and I went home but came back to play music. They got pretty tired of me on the island of 3,000 people. I wore out my welcome.
Oh. And Sarah, when how early did you start singing? Did you sing just by yourself or with your sister?
My dad's a songwriter also, Roy MacLean, and my sister and I just sort of grew up all around music and him playing and dragging us to gigs. Have just sang together since always, walking around the kitchen or whatever. We didn't start playing together till probably, I don't even know, 2012 maybe.
As the MacLean sisters?
Yep. Yeah, and we put one record out, and then my sister has 4 kids now, so she's
a little busy,
she's in
huh?
a different life space right now. Yeah, so we sort of jumped into the Carleans project, and she comes and plays with us when she can. But
Yeah, the girls, they hit the ground running. It's that genetic learning. Their first songs were amazing. Yeah, where
Thanks,
her
buddy.
dad and I had to work for it.
I always say that the sibling harmonies are amazing, but then I imagine now you've got the twin sibling harmonies. That must be even super magical.
yeah, I can't tell if it's just because we've been singing together for so long, or some part of it's probably genetic. But I think it's
Yeah,
a combo of that whole thing.
yeah, it's wonderful.
The thing I started to talk about earlier, how you write your lyrics, Jim. I feel like you're making an extra effort to make your lyrics stand out so that audiences aren't just like hypnotized by your good rhythm and capturing the audience that way. What do you put into when you're writing a song, or what inspires you?
I don't know how unique I am about it, but I'm kind of an unconventional writer, I think. I mean, I can color outside the lines, obviously, which I'm happy to do, but which doesn't get me Nashville cuts. But I like going places that other people don't, and I think I got that from my inspiration of Randy Newman and Tom Waits, and obviously John Prine, and yeah, I just put one word after another. I don't put the thought into it like sitting around a table in Nashville with writers and saying, okay, well let's do this. It
just comes naturally.
It just comes to me that way. I just trust. It's a real trusting thing, getting out of the way, cliche, but true. Yeah.
Yeah, you're so interesting because your songs come mostly fully formed, and you're just sort of like writing them down.
I'm a sponger.
He's a writer also. Like he has a lot of short fiction collections, and those come the same way, sort of, right? They just
Yeah, I
one word
don't,
after the other, and then
I
you
don't-
don't outline them or map them out. Or
No, I don't know. That's why I failed creative, writing in school. I just put one word and start and trust, and I'm always amazed that they come around. It's probably not a good thing to talk about in a college. You don't need to be here. Save some money. Just trust yourself.
So you mentioned that the performance this week coming up. You said something about you wrote a book.
Yeah, I had a future book coming out. This would be my 5th, I think, or 6th, 7th, I don't know. And I decided to hold off on it, but they had already based this project on my book. So what I did was, me and Marcy Rowan Rizzo, she's the organizer of this and the brains behind it and the heart and soul behind it. We decided to. She said, "Well, why don't you do an anthology?" So what I'm doing is I put together. We got some artwork, and I'm put together a story from each of my books that have that theme,
Wow.
which is called Love, Fidelity, or the Lack Thereof.
And just give me like a quick summary of what it's about.
Well, in country you have cheating songs,
Mm-hmm.
kind of cheating stories, where no one wants to go,
Yeah.
but we're doing it. So I'm very anxious to hear the other folks' stories and see the artwork, and real anxious to see what the pole dancer is going to do.
Interpretive dancing, right?
Yeah.
So, I almost saw you this past summer. I think you performed at the Rose Arts Festival in Norwich.
yeah,
Yes.
that's a great time.
Yeah.
That's is it kind of set up like that where there's multiple things going on all at once?
There are many stages, and Jason Wallace organizes it. And
Rose Arts.
he-
Yeah, Rose Arts.
The Rose Arts,
Yeah.
yeah. And he's a busy man, and we've done it like 3 or 4 times, I think. And I was so glad they brought it back. I did it in the old days. I think I opened for Charlie Daniels and Don McLean, and saw B.B. King and
Oh, wow.
Stevie Ray Vaughan at the old one. And Jason's building it every year, and it's turned into a great thing. Yeah.
It's a great event, and looking forward to this year's coming up.
Yeah, we are too. Yeah.
I think they're already starting to promote it.
Yeah.
Good.
About another song.
Sure.
I don't want to say one more, or because I want at least one more.
Maybe I'll do. The song you mentioned earlier, Irene.
Irene, yeah, beautiful.
You're okay with mild profanity?
You can
We'll tame it down.
give me a cue and I'll turn off the mic or something, or switch it out.
It's a mild one.
She was late in the early spring. It was fate, she lied. Now she wears your ring. The church bell rang like a siren. She was showing by then you were gone, Irene. Blame the drinking, pull of the moon. It's the weakness in a man and the ruin of a fool. The choir sang in a minor key. Irene, those church bells rang so damn loud. The whole world must have heard those faithless vows. And in her eyes I could see the flames of every bridge I burned, betraying you, Irene. If this finds you, know my sorrow. For your mercy, I'd beg, steal, or borrow. The child was born of another lie, brown skin and another man's eyes. There's a ring in the wishing well, and the truth rings clear as that bell. Till the early spring I'll wait and dream. When it's time, I'll let you go, Irene. Those church bells rang so damn loud. The whole world must have heard those faithless vows. And in her eyes I could see the flames of every bridge I burned, betraying you, Irene. All I learned, betraying you, Irene.
The Carleans right here, 90.1 WECS. Wow. We'll be right back after this message. Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Paul and Diane with Acousticool, one-of-a-kind live music in Bristol, Connecticut.
And you're listening to Something Different with Mark E. Ramone.
But it's cool, and we're cool, and everything's cool.
90.1 WECS, something different. I was trying to play a little breaker from Chris Smither. Chris Smither is performing at the Packing House tonight. If you want to go, I'm sorry, that's sold out too. Just like the event the Carleans will be at next week. Have you ever been to the Packing House?
I haven't. No.
It's a cool venue just right down the road from here in Wellington on Route 32, just before the 90-degree turn in the road.
Yeah.
It's a really cool old factory and renovated it. The acoustics are really cool, and yeah. So Chris Smither tonight.
It must be a cool place if he's playing there.
Oh yeah, it's sold out. Not surprisingly.
Right, yeah.
I'm keep going back to Lyle Lovett. Have you ever performed a Lyle Lovett song?
Yeah, I used to do a couple years ago. We
Do closing time sometimes.
once in a while we do closing time at the end of the night.
Yep.
I used to do a couple of his quirky ones, like Creeps Like Me. It's not for everybody. It's a different world since Lyle wrote some of those songs.
Yeah.
I doubt he does them anymore. But
I kind of, I was thinking about kind of the changing of the times as well. Like She Cries. You wrote that one?
yes. Mhm.
Kind of reminiscent of a classic country and western song, but with a contemporary awareness of the complexity of a woman. Kind of contrasts against Stand By Me, I think.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
But a beautiful song, She Cries. You want to talk about that a little bit and what it's about?
Well, every male writer thinks that he can get inside the head of females and write. It's very ballsy. And I was really trying to see it from that point of view. And I like I think for that song, if I remember right, I was listening to, I think I was living in Nashville and I wrote that. So I was trying to write country music, and it seemed like the very thing I couldn't do while I was there. I was writing reggae and everything else. But,
Oh, wow.
it's just the, obstinance in me. But I was listening to, I think I was listening to that Ricky Lee Jones live album. Was it not Pirates? The EP she put out was absolutely brilliant. And I was also listening. I don't know if that had skeletons on it or not. But my point is that she could do that thing that Tom Waits did. Obviously, she was influenced by him, but that taking it so far down to a whisper that it's just like this tinkling of a piano or a guitar and this subtlety. And when I wrote that, I was trying to achieve that, with a story. Almost everything I write is like a more narrative.
Mm-hmm.
It's just my style. I can't write love songs like or anything for top 40. But Sarah can.
Yeah, we've completely opposite writing styles. Probably all my anything you hear on an album that's like a first person feeling song is me.
Confessional. Like you can
Yeah.
write about you. I can never write me, my, or mine. It's always, and if I do, I'm putting myself in a character to get away with it.
Yeah.
It's just,
Well, I started writing songs from like journal writing, so that's probably why.
yeah.
Do you write more about feelings?
Well, I think it's just more first person. It's how I've come to process the world around me is like writing, and I've been journaling since I was a kid, and so I think that's
I fictionalize my own journal.
yeah.
I lied about myself.
That'd be fun. Just fill a bunch of them with nonsense.
You've shared the stage with many amazing artists as well. I'm trying to think. Oh, the Subdudes. I used to play them on this show. Mipso, Marcia Ball, Hooray for Riff Raff, Chris Ross, Donna the Buffalo, Birds of Chicago.
Yeah, we've been fortunate. We've performed at some of the better clubs to open for a lot of these people, like the Narrows and the
Infinity Hall was the subject.
Infinity Hall was the Subdues. We had a wonderful time opening for them.
Beautiful
It was
venue.
one of our favorite shows ever. And
Oh, before we run out of time, I wanted to ask you, after releasing your 2018 album, Forgotten Pages, you went on to tour the South, and Corine stated that you timed your shows in Austin with the South by Southwest Festival to do some networking. How did that turn out for you?
pretty good. I mean, we've met some great people from down there. I think it was very close to overlapping at the end, right? We toured Texas and around New Orleans, and then it went into the South by Southwest, which we didn't actually play, did I?
I don't think an official festival showcase. We kind of just played around it, and then I think we headed for Louisiana, and we left Corina there actually for a couple days.
Left
and she
Irene
flew
in
back.
Texas.
She's
She
the-
eventually got back.
She's a better networker for sure.
But we do a thing every year. We get invited to play a show or two with Walt Wilkins, and we've got to befriend him. He's amazing. One of our favorite writers.
Walt
From
Wilkins.
Texas, yep,
So we'll be playing with him a show at the Knickerbocker in
in September.
September.
Oh, good.
Which is blast. I'm a huge fan of any Texas writers. Yeah, they're my favorites.
Mm. You know what? Before we run out of time, do you want to play a quick game?
Sure.
'Cause I still want you to do one more song. It's called Lyrical Ponderings. Basically, I'm going to give you a song title. The song is in the form of a question. You can either tell me who sang the song or answer the question.
Okay.
Okay.
Pick a number between 1 and 201.
87.
87. Everybody loves 87.
Oh.
No. Oh, no one has. Oh, gosh.
Uh-oh.
How can we be lovers?
If we can't be friends. That song.
Oh,
I don't know. I'm bad at this.
the only thing that's coming to mind is like
I think
Elton John and the disco lady together, but I don't think that's right.
I'm kind of happy that you're not familiar with this. It's Michael Bolton,
Oh, all right.
Is that right?
1990.
My mom would have known that.
You would have been 5 years old.
All right. So I keep looking at the wrong clocks. There's different times on every clock I look at. I don't want to run out of time. So coming up, you've got a couple performances coming up next weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else in the future?
Oh, a bunch of things probably.
Yeah.
We're in Mystic, I think, after that. Local for a while. I don't think we head out again.
No, we're trying to set up a few things down south. We generally tour down south, and since COVID, it's been very difficult. And but we have like a kind of a base that we work from from Charleston. We play St. Augustine and Asheville, and then we have
Oh, Asheville's a great place.
another
That's
base to
very fun.
work from in Nashville that we can go around. So we're trying to set up some things now, but trying to get back in the swing of it. A lot of the clubs that we spend a lot of time earning the big stage, and then they just shut down, like ISIS in Asheville, and we were so disappointed. But we're
Yeah, it's
trying
new landscape for sure.
and there's much fewer venues and probably more artists, so it's scrambling out there.
Yeah. Do you do any like local festivals or anything like? I could see you at Black Bear Americana Festival.
Yeah, we'd love to play that. We need to. We did like the Rhode Island Folk Festival.
Yeah.
Redone Rose Arts a bunch.
Yeah, there's. I can't think of them off the top
I
of my
know
head
the
right now.
Podunk. The
Podunk, yeah.
Podunk's good, yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So let's get in one more song.
Sure. You got one?
oh, you want me to do one? Okay.
Yes.
This is off the new EP.
This is
It's called Road Trip.
excellent.
I love a road trip.
I just got very attached to the idea of how nice it is when I guess somebody cares about you without an agenda.
Oh,
And then I wrote this actually on a drive for a tour we took to Key West. But anyway. It's cold and dark throw me in the truck, and I mumble something nasty about how the sun's not even up. But by the time that we hit Jersey, you know it's bright and burning hot, and it starts to melt the ice outside, and this chill around my heart. You see, I've been in the darkness, and I have not worn it well, and you have seen the worst of it, trying to dig me out. But there's a certain time of afternoon when the sunlight hits your face, and I think, God, he is so beautiful. I can't believe he stays. And we rode slow through Virginia, 'cause even though you never say it, that place has your heart. And I cried through the Carolinas, 'cause you said they're dark but beautiful, and I hit you like that. Somewhere past the Mason-Dixon, it occurs to me that you have known all along the healing that I needed, but you did not rub it in. Oh, you could have picked a fight, but you wanted me to feel your love more than you needed to be right. And we danced in Savannah, and I laughed for the first time in what felt like years. And I took that picture of you smiling by Bay of Honda, 'cause you could see the light come back and burn out all my fear. Pull up to the edge of the world, and you put the car in park, and we can't drive any further, but it feels like a new start. And there's healing washing over me, and it's washing over us. And I just stand there in the Florida rain, wonder how I got this lucky. And I try to find the words to tell you what you mean to me, and you put your finger on my lips as if it isn't needed. You say I'm not here for gratitude, then you gently kiss my neck and whisper my love is forever. You can count on that. I told you my love is for always. You can count on that.
clap and have to hold the camera at the same time. Beautiful, beautiful. Road Trip by the Carleans, Sarah MacLean. I just realized this morning, Carleans, it's Carpenter and MacLean's, right?
Yeah.
It's clever, isn't it?
It's very clever. I just,
Tried to name the band for days, and they were like, just smush the names together and call it a day.
Except we didn't think that people would think we're a family with that name, and they do.
mm-hmm. You get along like a family.
Yeah. I mean, they look like, well, my cousins.
Jim Carpenter, Sarah MacLean, thank you so much for coming down to the studio today.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
And hope to see you live soon, whether it's out in Westerly next weekend or somewhere else. Thank you for coming down.
I hope so. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.